Welcome, bout betters. Well, the props have generated, the weigh-ins have taken place, which has been helpful. I've stayed away from early betting this weekend, and I'm glad. I don't think there's been a loss. Most of the bets that I'm interested in haven't had a lot of line movement. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I was talking about possibly jumping on LOMA LOOKBOONMEE against LUPITA GODINEZ. I think that might still be a play. A lot of people were talking up LUPITA GODINEZ's wrestling while talking down LOMA LOOKBOONMEE's takedown defense. Yes, she is raised as a Muay Thai fighter, but she has a lot of fight experience. Same thing could be said of LUPITA GODINEZ, but I don't think LUPITA has the same amount of fight experience overall. Yes, certainly, probably, likely a more MMA experience. Really about splitting hairs about what we're talking about in terms of the wrestling and grappling here. It's going to be an MMA bout where we're talking MMA counter grappling versus MMA grappling or MMA wrestling. And Lupita isn't phenomenal at that as well. Yes, there's just a ton of recency bias on what we've seen in her wrestling, and what we've seen of her clinch game in terms of in her two losses more recently isn't fantastic either. And that's where LOMA LOOKBOONMEE is going to be very strong. So she didn't look fantastic at the weigh-in. I've yet to place that bet on LOMA, but I think I might get there. I think by fight time, the simps are going to really price Lupita even further away, again, as everyone's going to add her on the parlay, and I don't think that's a good move. I'm definitely siding LOOKBOONMEE, depending on how she looks at the beginning of the fight, because she looked like she had a hard weight cut. Lupita had a hard one as well. You could see the redness on her face. But if LOMA comes in her full strength, I'm going to lean on the edge of her because I think she has a significant striking advantage. There's little to be had on most of the return on your investment on this card, so I'm happy to stay away from it temporarily. But I was interested in trying to find a dog in Sam Hughes. She's the largest underdog, and in this spot at plus 333, she is plus 900 by the finish, plus 500 by decision, and plus 2,000 by KO, plus 1,600 by submission. Yes, all the props and prices might seem appealing for Sam Hughes, but can she actually get this done? Looking at her skills, Sam Hughes has good pressure, is decent in the clinch, and is strong if she can get you taken down and end up in top position. On the feet, she could hold her own a bit with good kicks and decent strikes, and I'm not really super impressed with her movement nor her striking diversity. But what helps in this match is that Luana Pinheiro is very hittable. Her striking is not the cleanest either, but her counter wrestling and clinch game is on point. Both these fighters like to fight on the inside and close at distance. The line is wide here, but do we think Hughes has got the skills to pull off an upset? Luana trains with a phenom herself in Matheus Nicolai and is a phenom herself in judo. That's why she has fantastic takedown defense and great takedown abilities on the offensive side. She's got fantastic sweeps and or can trip Sam Hughes. But once she gets in that, she's not really a good submission grappler, despite often getting in top position. I think Pinheiro dominates in the clinch and on top, but if she fades, Hughes will be a live dog in that round 3, or a dying dog, because Luana Pinheiro doesn't necessarily have the best hands, but she does crack when it gets there. I think Sam Hughes can make this an ugly fight, and this is going to be a closer match once it occurs than what you see on paper. I'm leaning on Pinheiro by TKO, but it's a strong pass. Otherwise, for me, I don't think the dog chase is advisable on this one. I wouldn't hit you if you did. There's definitely, I wouldn't say there's value in terms of the skewed line, but Sam Hughes is going to make this a closer fight. I don't think she gets totally mopped up in this particular bout. So again, the play is Luana Pinheiro by TKO or by finish, but I'm going to pass on this one. If you hung around this far, I'm going to give you my final impressions of some of the other fights on this bout. I like Shayilan to finish at plus 425. Sean Soriano just looked rather rough. I actually prefer the not to go distance prop at minus 139 in that, because Vegas does see a finish. In the bout between Cody Durden and Kyung Aori, I like Cody Durden to possibly get the takedown here. I'm not going to play any of these. Again, all of these fights, including the Terrence McKinney versus Fares Ziam. Fares Ziam had a very, very good reach and height advantage. I like the not to go distance prop there at minus 265 as a parlay piece. I think Terrence McKinney isn't necessarily going to get that quick finish because Fares Ziam could definitely move. He's got really, really good kicks, can stay away defensively from Terrence McKinney, but I might possibly stay away from that one. I'm not jumped yet with Local Lobona. Rafa Garcia versus Nathan Levy. Rafa looked okay today. He's a gasser still. I'm going to pass on that bout. I'm probably going to lean on Nathan Levy, even being a newcomer coming in and taking care of Rafa Garcia, because Rafa Garcia is just a fader. He just doesn't have it enough for me. And Nathan Levy is a grappler, so I think if he really comes in, I might jump on Nathan Levy by a plus 480 by submission. Tucker Lutz, Pat Sabatini, both guys look fantastic. Yes, to go the distance was minus 152. No to go to the distance is plus money. I really don't know where to lean on this one. I slightly favor Pat Sabatini and look for him possibly by that submission at plus 325. Adrian Yanez and Davey Grant. Again, I apologize for the statistical makeup on that previous bout. Man, the line is way too wide here and is growing wide. You see Adrian Yanez by TKO is minus 110. I think Davey Grant didn't look fantastic on the scales, but Davey Grant's going to have a huge advantage. Adrian Yanez is going to I think he's going to have to grapple. Other people disagree with me. I might jump on that sub prop, plus 1,200, but I'm leaving this out. I might parlay Adrian Yanez. I believe he should win this, even if it stays on the feet. He's got the striking, enough of a striking defense to possibly not take that giant shot on Davey Grant. But let's see what happens tomorrow. Maybe we do jump on Grant. JoeAnne Calderwood and Talia Santos. I'm definitely on Talia Santos. After that weigh-in, all I could do was look at her 8-pack. The woman is a little smaller than JoeAnne, but man, she's built really well. I like that a plus 280 by finish by Talia Santos. I know JoeAnne Calderwood is a tough woman to finish, but Talia just is I think a potential future here. Rani and Kyung Kang. Man, Kyung Kang is going to have a good, reach advantage, height advantage. Both these guys are grapplers. Everyone, of course, assumes Rani is going to win by sub at plus 240. I think Kyung Kang can possibly keep Rani Yahya off of him to fend off a possible and get a possible decision or a finish himself. At that price of Kyung Kang at even money, I'm not certain about that bout at all. I'm staying away from it. Man, Michael Chiesa again looked fantastic on the scales against Sean Brady. That height advantage, he was even clowning him in terms of the height advantage he's going to have, which is a bad thing for Sean Brady because Michael Chiesa is like a boa constrictor. That guy uses his frame so well in his grappling and in his clinch game that if Brady can't really get a reversal once they get there, because it is going to get there, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. I would hope that Brady plays this smart, keeps this at distance, peppers up Chiesa as much as possible. I like in this bout, I like the not to go the distance prop at minus 139. That's, I think, a very good bet. I don't think that Brady in round one or even Chiesa in round one is necessarily the smartest bout. I think these guys are going to wear each other out a little bit. There's going to be some feeling out process, but we will see. Right now, I like the not to go the distance prop. I was on Brady by finish initially, possibly even by sub. I'm leaning possibly away from that. I don't like the height and reach advantage that Michael Chiesa is going to have in there, and the guy's just dangerous. And in the main event, man, Ketlen Vieira did look good on the scale. So did Micheal Tate. You know what? I'm just looking at rounds 3 and 4 at plus 475. Don't have to choose a fighter. Don't have to choose a method. I could just choose the rounds and get plus 475. I'm going to look at that because I don't think Ketlen Vieira could go 5 rounds. And if it does, maybe she's pounding the living bejesus out of Micheal Tate because Micheal Tate's striking defense is just that bad. And Ketlen can piece her up. If this stays on the floor for a long time, Micheal Tate's going to think about returning or going back to retirement. So hit the like button, comment, like, subscribe. Anybody that's listening to all this stuff, let me know what you're doing in the comments section. Apologize for lack of graphics. Big, long-winded thing at the end of here. But I'm having tremendous technical difficulties, and doing these little productions is just taking way too much time. So this is what you get. Hope to see everybody in the chats. Thank you very much. Good luck this weekend. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much.